me. Help me.
Hi there, I'm Liza from Crafty.creations. I see things online and I want to make them. Welcome back to part 2 of making an AI-generated Met Gala dress. For those of you who are new here, I am making Katy Perry's AI-generated Met Gala dress from 2024 with the theme A Garden of Time. Let's pick up where we left off. In part 1, I revealed what dress I'm going to make, why I'm into this kind of thing, what my plan looks like, and the materials I gathered. Now it is finally time to start sewing, beginning with the fluffy underskirt. One more thing before we start. I do apologize for the bad video quality. It does get better at some point, I promise. Let's begin. To get the dress this big, I need a hoop skirt to support the volume underneath. Without a base like that, the fabric would obviously just collapse on itself. I already had a hoop skirt from a past project, so I'm using that as my starting point and for all future references. So here I have my big ass hoop skirt. Let's try it on. What do you think? It's a bit short, yeah, because I'm tall, but I think it's good. Really big, really nice. Should work fine. There's just one problem with hoop skirts like that. You can always see the hoops through the fabric, and I really don't want that. So to hide the hoops and make everything look softer, I'm sewing a fluffy underskirt to go on top. That way the final dress will look more smooth and structured at the same time. These are the materials I gathered for the underskirt. We have the sheer fabric for the skirt itself, the tulle and organza for the ruffles, and a roll of tulle that I didn't end up using because it's too soft. It was, however, helpful with measuring the rows instead. The idea is to use a slightly stiff tulle to build volume and then soften it up with some organza on top. But before I get into all of that, I need to turn the sheer fabric into an actual skirt first. I was trying to make my life easy and just go with a circle skirt pattern, therefore I'm just measuring everything directly from the hoop skirt. Here I am just gathering waist measurement and the desired length, and then I threw it in an online calculator. I thought to get the most out of this fabric, I would just put 4 layers on top of each other. What I didn't think of was what measurements my fabric actually had, so it took me some time to wrap my brain around how I'm actually gonna cut it. I actually ended up with a front and a back skirt because I layered the fabric in the wrong way.
Impressive!
First I had to finish all of the edges with my overlock machine because the fabric easily frays. I always hate this part, but it's necessary and it's really one that you shouldn't skip. Once the edges were finished, I just closed up the side seams and left a little opening at the top for the closure. Again, I just tried to keep it as simple as possible. Here I just folded the edge over and stitched it down to make a little casing for a drawstring. Super basic, but it does the job. I can pull it tight around the waist and adjust it if I need to. Honestly, even just the base skirt over the hoop looks already so good. The shape was exactly what I was going for. Full, but still soft. Next, I started marking where the toe layers would go. I just went around the skirt and drew lines, one by one, all the way down. To keep the spacing even, I followed the shape of the hoops underneath. that gave me a natural guideline and made the whole process just so much easier. One thing that did bother me though, where the hoop skirt ends, the fabric just kind of drops inwards. It doesn't have that nice full shape all the way down, it just falls a bit flat at the bottom. So to fix that, I'm adding horsehair to the hem. It's a flexible band that gives structure and a bit of bounce. I'm just sewing it all the way around the bottom edge, and I'm hoping that will help the skirt hold its shape. This was actually the first time I ever worked with horsehair, so I wasn't totally sure if I'm doing it right. I just sewed it in place and hoped for the best, but I think it did the job. The lines that I marked on the skirt had a spacing of about 17 centimeters between each hoop. So to give myself a little bit of breathing room, I decided to cut off 15 centimeters wide ruffles. Remember that roll of tulle I talked about to you in the beginning? That was exactly 15 centimeters too, so it was super helpful to measure the stripes. So I just used the roll itself as a guide to keep all my cuts the same width. I didn't really count how many stripes I ended up cutting, I just kept going until each fabric ran out. At some point I figured I'll just keep sewing them onto the skirt until either the tulle is gone or the underskirt is finished, whichever comes first. Now comes the part where I completely underestimated how long it would take. What did I get myself into? For every single row, I had to gather 2 layers of the stiffer tulle first, sewing them with the white straight stitch, and then pull the thread by hand to ruffle them. Then the same for 2 more layers of organza, and once all of that was prepped, I still had to sew the whole set onto the skirt. It's one of those steps where you think, oh yeah, a few ruffles, how hard can it be? It turns out very hard, very slow, but I was determined to finish it. I think these 2 rows took me a whole day, but look at how pretty this will be. Luckily, the higher up I go, the shorter the rows will be, so I hopefully will become faster and faster. Remind me that for my next project, I definitely need some kind of gathering foot or whatever tool is out there that helps me gathering tulle, please. Out of curiosity, I calculated how many meters of tulle I actually gathered, because at this point it just felt like a never-ending nightmare, and the result is mind-blowing. So in this video, almost 230 meters of ruffled organza and tulle are going through my machine. It barely fit on my desk, the pile just got bigger and bigger, the weight was just pulling down the skirt to the side. Honestly, I'm surprised how I could even see what I'm sewing. But then, after what felt like forever, it was finally finished. Okay, now that I have the hoop skirt on, I can try the underskirt, and I'm excited. It's really, really big, like really big. It got really fluffy, just like I wanted. So let's try it. Maybe like this. Oh Lord. Help! Trying not to lose the ribbon. Okay, I think we got it. Oh my god, look at this. Wow. It's giant. And it's so fluffy. This is always my favorite thing to do when wearing a hoop skirt. Yeah, I think it's great. And with that, the underskirt is finally done. It's big, it's fluffy, and it should give the dress the shape I'm aiming for. In the next part, I will finally start building the actual skirt, the one that becomes the dress itself. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I promise things will get an unexpected turn. So, I don't think this is working.